Hello, good evening, and welcome to Thingamajig's Racing Channel. We are here for something rather special. I know why you're here. I know exactly why you're here. You're here for a little bit of bumper-on-bumper action, aren't you? You naughty little boy. You're here for a little bit of door rubbing, aren't you? Be honest with yourself, that's what you're here for. I know. Ladies and gents, we are covering a fantastic championship at the moment for the Full Throttle Racing guys. They are replicating, for your satisfaction, the 1998 British Touring Cars Championship, and we've had 6 rounds so far, and each one has been absolutely blinding, ladies and gents, and we are here now moving on to round 7, 8 and 9 at the mighty Red Bull Ring. Now, in the chat, we've got Vodka Rob. Hi, Vodka. A very good evening to you, sir. And he said, a long time no see. I know it feels like ages. I've changed jobs in the meantime, so I've had my hands rather full. So yeah, I've been kind of busy, and I've let the streaming slip to one side. But this is the journey to get back on top of things, starting right here at the Red Bull Ring. And I've noticed other people, they come up with all these brilliant facts about racetracks and stuff, and I don't. I just ignore the racetrack. I'm just like, yeah, we're at Red Bull Ring, and let's move on to the racing. But I have delved into Google. I have asked Google the things that you don't want to ask Google to give you information about the Red Bull Ring. So, here we go. Time for education, ladies and gentlemen. The Red Bull Ring, A1 Ring, as I remember it, or Ostrich Ring, back in the day. It is in Spielberg, and it is, it's a roughly, or around about 147 miles away from the Joseph Fritzl Granddaddy Daycare Cellars. And it is also roughly about 160 miles away from a certain Adolf Hitler's birthplace. So they're the facts you're looking for, are they not, about the racetrack? Yes. Did I get that right? Vodka Rob saying, understandable. Life has to come first, eh? And Vodka Rob saying, I've been mega busy myself, actually. Well, good for you, Rob. Building that mega sim. He's got a great sim set up, ladies and gents, rig, as they call it. Anyway, back to where we're at, 7, 8 and 9 of the Full Throttle Racing BTCC circa 1998. Right, the championship, ladies and gentlemen, stands so far as L. McEwen in the Nissan at the top on 102 points. E. Graham is in second on 95 points. Jokerman third on 82 points. We have a Groot in fourth on 79 points. Ladies and gentlemen, it is tight. And then we've got Evil Dragon in fifth on 67 points. We've got Pointer in sixth in the Volvo on 55 points. We've got JW Talks M Sports in seventh on 47 points. We have Saint Dash, or I have realised I'm saying it wrong. It's not Saint Dash, it's STD Ash. I didn't realise he's famous for it. So STD Ash has 40 points. He's in the Peugeot. Ninth is Piper on 37 points. We've got AHR The Dre in 10th on 34.5 points. Welsh in 11th on 23.5 points. 12th is Dickox with 11 points, and 13th Taylor on 11 points. The constructors, ladies and gentlemen, is Nissan. Absolutely running away with things at the top there, with Groot and L. McEwen at the helm, and they're on 181 points. Astounding. With Renault in second on 116 points, Volvo in third on 102 points, Ford are fourth on 78 points, Peugeot are fifth on 77 points, Vauxhall is sixth on 23.5 points, and Honda are seventh in 11 points. You boys need to pick up your pace down there. You're letting Nissan get away with it. Right, what more? What more? There's more. There's more. There's more. We've got rookies this season for this round standing in. We've got Hoods in a Vauxhall and Roderick sitting in a Honda. Right, back to the chat. Groot is in the chat saying, ignore me, race 3. Nothing to see. Keep the camera on everyone else. Right then, we're on the back view of Groot for the whole of race 3. He's given us the heads up. Right, yeah, now we're on to the grid, ladies and gentlemen. That's it. They have qualified for positions. Oh, yeah, we're going to have 3 races of 12 laps. Now, there is tyre rules, ladies and gentlemen, and I could not bore you, but I could go through those tyre rules with you right now, but I've heard she's gushing. I've heard she is positively wet, baby. So the tyre rules are out of the window, because as soon as we put a pair of inters or wets on our cars, then the tyre rule means zilch. So yeah, we've got a gusher, ladies and gents. You know what I'm saying? Every now and again. So, whew. But I think they qualified in the dry, it seems. They're all on racing medium tyres, sat on the grid currently. Let's have a look. Let's have a look how they line up then, ladies and gents. That was an intro, wasn't it? That took a time. That took me time. But you got facts, you got everything, all the info. So it is our boy McEwen again on the pole, running away with it, some would say. He is very hard to beat, ladies. It's all in the wrist. In second place, we have Evil Dragon. And he is giving Liam something to think about going up to that first corner. It is jeopardy, ladies and gentlemen. With the cold tyres, the braking could be anywhere. Some people like to brake early. We get a lot of, people joining in the middle, where the front guys, they know they've got to brake earlier because the tyre's cold, the road's cold, everything's cold, and they're not going to make the corner. And the guys behind want to brake a little bit later, and the concertina effect comes in, and then we get some smack, bang, and wallop. Anyway, the grid. Evil Dragon in second place. Third, Joker Man in his Renault, ladies and gentlemen, looking absolutely splendid. And then fourth, we have Groot in the Nissan. And this, guys, is why Nissan are running away with it, because 2 of their drivers in the top 4 on the reg. On the reg, ladies and gentlemen. They are working together as a team, except for that one time they took each other out. But other than that, they are doing an amazing job in the constructors. Volvo of JW Talks Sports in 5th place, ladies and gents, and they have been something to fear in the races so far, and I think they want to shake it up at the top there, ladies and gents. Another Renault, the second Renault, and this one is of AHR De Ray. And they are sitting in 6th place so far. 6th place, the 2 Renaults in the top 6. This is fantastic stuff. We are in store for some amazing racing. Then we've got a pug here of STD Ash. And he is sitting in 7th place. Oh, yeah, you should know all by now. We're well in. They're using Group 4 Attenzas. They've got the BOP on, and they've got aero. They can have stuff with their aero. I had it all up on my phone. So the intro wasn't that perfect, was it? I didn't tell you all that stuff. You don't want to know now, do you? Right in the middle. Yeah, here we go. Car, Group 4 Attenza, BOP on, tuning limited to aero, brake bias, and anti-roll bars. Fuel and tyre wear is off. 3 20-minute races. 7th is STD Ash, and then in 8th, ladies and gentlemen, I believe, is one of the rookies joining in the Vauxhall. No, the Honda. It's because I was looking at the one behind him. Sorry, guys. The Honda's so professional, so professional, you know. So Roderick, the rookie, 8th on the grid, and the other one, the other rookie, Hoods. Now I know a Hoods from another league, and I wonder if it's the same Hoods. But 9th on the grid for Hoods in the Vectra. And this is, let me get this right, this is Bad Boy Baldrick but I've heard it's nothing to see here. Not much really. The story is of woe and fear and tears, and yeah, it's we'll see how things progress. But yeah, I was told Bad Boy Baldrick, let's just forget about him. Okie dokie then, that is the grid, that was the intro, it was epic, I know, I'm sorry. Let's just get on with what we're here for, and that is some bumper on bumper action, some door rubbing before she gushes. Are you ready? The lights are on. It is time to get your race on. Come on then, and it looks like Evil Dragon's off to a great start. Liam moving over to the side of the track to cover him off. Evil Dragon trying to go for the outside with the momentum on his side, but no, McEwen into the corner, and Groot trying to do a sneaky one. He's got past the Joker Man wild around that first corner, very wide, and Joker Man somehow managing to stay with the Groot, but Groot just with his nose ahead as JW comes closing in as well. It's a clash of the Titans here, 3 wide going into the corner, and JW fancies taking it all, but he's come out the corner quite slow, and Groot gets the momentum and goes through, as does Joker Man, and the Volvo then slips back into 5th place. Dre in 6th, fighting off STD Ash. I'm going to get used to it. In 7th, he's going to tell me to stop after this round, so St. Dash up the inside of the Dre. Unbelievable. Shady will not be happy. And here we go. Let's have a look. Oh, and Roderick got through on the Dre as well, and Huds is lining him up with Bad Boy Baldrick having a look at their rear derriere. McEwen then leads the way, and he builds himself a buffer as he likes to do. Evil Dragon in 2nd, keeping Groot honest, but it's Joker Man. Joker Man is all over the rear derriere of the Primera, ladies and gentlemen, coming out of the corner rather strong, coming down into the final corner. Can he get something on the Groot? The Groot out wide, but he's okay. He's back on, and now Joker Man is going to try and get somewhat of a toe down this shortish straight here to get he's going to go wide through. He's going to go for a wide line through and maybe get the Groot on the way out. No, Groot through that corner rather nicely. So McEwen leads, Evil Dragon in 2nd. Groot looks closer to the Dragon now as Joker Man is holding on to the rear derriere of the pair of them. JW has a little bit of space before St. Dash comes upon him, and Roderick there in 7th ahead of the Dre in the Renault, with Bad Boy Baldrick up ahead of the Huds somehow. Woozers, people, woozers. Let's all calm down. Evil Dragon now is definitely under pressure from the Nissans. The Nissan has strongness in amongst it, but Joker Man there always looking for an opportunity. Thought he saw one up the inside of the group, but it just was not there. And so far the Clouds have held in their reign, ladies and gentlemen. Evil Dragon on the inside as the group has a look around the outside, and this is great for Liam. He just gets away as Evil Dragon and Groot gets into a battle, and now JW having a sniff and a whiff up the inside of Joker Man, but nothing going on there, and St. Dash gets ever closer to that battle ahead. Unbelievable stuff. Roderick at the moment flying high in 7th, and we got JW on the move again. St. Dash now, and Roderick's going to go for it in the Honda around the outside, but he can't on the bottom corner. St. Dash looks like he's a little bit offstead, and Roderick does get the position from St. Dash. St. Dash slipping down into 7th. There's more movement up here between 3 wide down the straight, ladies and gentlemen. Joker Man, Evil Dragon and the Groot all go into the first corner together, and Evil Dragon comes out on top ahead of the Groot, and the Renault of Joker Man is in 4th, but JW gets ever closer, I tell thee, with Roderick in this fight as well, and STD Ash looking for a way to spread the word. Oh, and we saw Joker Man giving Evil Dragon a knock on the door, and slipping down Evil Dragon. Where's Liam? Liam's gone. He's bolted. Evil Dragon then in 2nd, Groot in 3rd, only just with Joker Man alongside him coming down into the corner. Joker Man's going to have the outside line, should get the better drive out of the corner if he doesn't get hit to the side. No, I think there was a door bang there somewhat, but He put himself in a very precarious position, and I don't think Groot had well, I don't know if it was Groot, but whomever it was who knocked his door, the car was sliding, man. Oh, it is fighting all the way around. JW slipped down into 8th, but gets it back from Jokerman, and Jokerman now is on the back foot. Oh my word, this is racing, ladies and gentlemen. And Roderick, the rookie, ladies and gentlemen, is up and into 4th, and he's swinging around all over the place. He wants past. Oh my word. OMG, he's going for it. Oh, Roderick. A little heavy on the, sorry for the coughing, heavy on the contact there from Roderick. I don't know. It's their football, their game, their rules. And I'm sure the stewards will look at that. That seemed heavy-handed from the Roderick, but I am guessing there is not a lot of space out there again. Roderick getting very, very aggressive with his driving, but Groot coming on through. Evil Dragon now in 4th place. Saint Dash is in 5th, and it is, well, you can hardly tell. Looking at the screen, they could be anywhere. Jokerman trying to make his way back. He's in the braking, and JW fancies it off the inside. He gets around, and the back end steps out, but he holds it. No, he doesn't. He doesn't have the momentum coming out of the corner, and Jokerman takes the position back. My good golly and gosh. Evil Dragon then trying to find a way past Roderick at the moment. The rookie sensation hitting the ground, running, and he takes no prisoners, ladies and gentlemen. He takes no prisoners. So Evil Dragon up alongside, and you don't want to mess with the Dragon. The Dragon will, he will serve up a pure bit of cold justice if he feels he's been hard done by. And so Roderick, he may have come up against a force to be reckoned with, but Roderick again back up and into 3rd. Evil Dragon in 4th, and Saint Dash is there on the scene to get some action underway. Dre under heavy pressure now, and whoa, there was a bullet, there was a missile called the bad boy Baldrick, and he just flew into that corner with no cares and 0 Fs. Ladies and gentlemen, bad boy Baldrick slinging it. And Hood's there 10th, Jokerman down into 9th at the moment. Liam absolutely running away with it with Groot in 2nd. We've got the Roderick in 3rd. He's struggling to stay on the track there with Evil Dragon in 4th place, chasing him down, and Saint Dash. Let's get on board with STD Ash, ladies and gentlemen, and see what fun and frolics we can have. I am going to try and catch up with the chat. Oh, baby! We don't need a track. And STD Ash all over the rear derriere of the Evil Dragon in the Ford. There's movement behind with JW getting ahead of the bad boy Baldrick, or Dre getting ahead of him. Something moved. Let's have a quick look. Peter Brown saying good luck racing tonight. Vodkarov saying Rhetoric the Red. Can you remember that from the primary school pirate book? No, I don't, man. Roderick, sorry. There was also Peter the Blue. No, I don't remember that. I was thinking Roderick was like something from Life of Brian or something like Release Wadwick. And we've got some juicy action here with St. Dash coming up against Roderick, Release Wadwick. And Evil Dragon then there in 3rd, chasing down the Groot. And the Nissans are 1-2. Ladies and gentlemen, they really are owning the championship. My word. Just the wide on that Evil Dragon had then. So then we got Roderick. Dre is making his way through the field today, ladies and gents. And there ain't no messing with the Dre. And the Chronic. Saint Dash is in amongst it as well as Roderick. Roderick tries to save it from the Dre, but the Dre is through. The Dre is up and into 4th place now, ladies and gentlemen. Be upstanding. Wadwick down into 5th with Saint Dash chasing him down. JW is fighting a fight with the Jokerman, and that is a tough battle any day of the week. And oh, Jokerman, either he was late on the brakes or Wadwick was very early on his brakes. One or the t'other. And Jokerman there getting a bonnet full of Honda. And now he's got the deal with bad boy, the bullet of Baldrick. And there he goes. Oh my word, ladies and gentlemen. Not happy with Jokerman's positioning there, and he decides to take him out. He is our Franz Ferdinand. take me out. I said, don't you know, you got right in my way. I drove into your car, so take me out. So yeah, bad boy Baldrick. Now we know why he's a bad boy. Joker Man then, oh my word, the steam coming out of his ears, ladies and gentlemen. He is absolutely livid. Absolutely livid. And the hoods closing in. The medium tyre still on as Leon goes over the line, and it's all too easy for the McEwen at the moment. No competition, he's thinking. This championship is a slam dunk. The Groot being his rear tail gunner and getting some good points for the Nissan team. Evil Dragon 4 forward there in third, trying to maintain that championship position in where is he? Oh no, he wants to move up from fifth, doesn't he? The Dre, absolutely banging drive from Dre at the moment, with St. Dash keeping him very close company, and my word, it's nearly off-road over that corner. JW's got to be smoother going through the corner rather than over the corner, I am sure. JW then against Wadwick. And Wadwick has one aim: to get ahead of the Volvo. Oh, the Volvo a little wide there, and Wadwick comes on through. And JW there just trying to keep that position, because then he could be on the inside, but he does not. Wadwick has got through in the Honda, and now he's chasing down Evil Dragon. Remember when Evil Dragon was second in this race? St. Dash up to fourth, Dre in third now. Groot miles away from this action. So it's the battle of the podium, ladies and gentlemen, is what we're looking at here. And we're on lap 7 of 12. Plenty to go. And the Dre is in third. It's just a G-Thang, baby. The Dash is getting overtaken by Evil Dragon. I say, oh, wrong way. Evil Dragon having a real good look up the inside of St. Dash as Wadwick tries to implement himself in the situation again, and the Volvo, let's on board with the Volvo, ladies and gents, because the action is thick and gloopy in front of us. It is beautiful, and the clouds still have not dispersed with any moist stuff. JW then seeing all this action. Wadwick there trying to get past the Ford of Evil Dragon, and just ahead of them they've got STD Ash holding. Oh, whoa, 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 a little wiggle from the Mondeo and the Honda, and off they go. Exit stage left as JW and STD Ash goes through, and Evil Dragon and Wadwick have got some things to deal with. Evil Dragon then tries to get a tow away from the Volvo, tries to dip one up the inside. Oh, beautiful. Virtually got it, nearly done. And St. Dash, for some reason, going slow through the corner, and Evil Dragon up to the fourth. And beautiful stuff as JW also sends it and gets himself fifth. And St. Dash drops a couple of positions, and now he's got Wadwick, and the Bullet is back in play, ladies and gentlemen. The Bullet is coming in. Let's see how many he can take out in this fail swoop. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's a Bullet, ladies and gentlemen. And it is fully armed. Boom. Let's take the Honda. I don't know. I know he didn't play nice, is all I heard. I just jest. And there, it was only a little tap, that one. That's not the worst. Oh. So Wadwick at the moment trying to keep the Bullet behind him, and St. Dash has slipped really far back, and Jokerman obviously he got pinned by the Bullet, and Hud's there making his way around. So McEwen leads from Groot. The Nissans are the powerhouse in this championship. Andre, Dr. Dre, the Chronic himself, sitting in third, being chased by Evil Dragon. Then we have JW in the Volvo, but he's going wide, and my word, Rodwick came in there with such enthusiasm, shall we call it, that he nearly caught the Volvo out. And Wadwick now up and into fifth, and Wadwick very racy indeed. The bad boy Bullet nearly takes the Volvo out, and then does decide to take the Volvo out. And the bad boy, he's a daily racer for sure. He's either a Forza driver or a daily racer, and I think Wadwick didn't even want to deal with that. He just let him through. He said, there you go. And but the bullet is putting he's going to put a target on his back. These drivers are not going to deal with it. They're going to want to take him out. Evil Dragon then getting very closer to the Dre. And Dre having an absolutely fantastic race so far. Groot in second with the McEwen leading the way. Hud's there flying at the moment, just done his fastest lap of the race with Jokerman in ninth, and then St. Dash coming into this battle with the Bullets, JW and Wadwick. Willis Wadwick. JW does get back ahead of the Bullet, and JW back down to some serious racing with Wadwick. We got Evil Dragon all up in Dre's ideas, his ideals, his dreams, his fantasies, and he's through. Easy late break on the Dre, and Dre there a little bit cumbersome coming into the corner, and Evil Dragon back up to third and en route to chasing down the Groot 36.9 last time around, and Evil Dragon's got to pull some sensational lap times out of his buttski if he wants to catch up with second place, and Dre has got something to say about that. Wadwick in fifth, and JW, we nearly missed one of Bad Boy's best hits there. I'm going to watch it because it looked cool. So the Bullet then in amongst it. JW is next victim, and oh, he slides a little wide, but that's fine, and then he spins. Oh no, he didn't do any of that purposely, he just spun out. I thought he'd gone for a hit. Sorry, Bad Boy. Sorry, Bad Boy Baldrick. I misinformed people. So McEwen leads with the Groot in second. The Nissans are doing a very great race here, with Evil Dragon in third, with the Dre chasing him down. It is such a tight, fast race, ladies and gentlemen. Wadwick is in fifth, with the JW chasing him down in sixth, St. Dash in seventh, and Jokerman has caught them back up. Jokerman still in the fight. Let us not count him out. Let us not count him out. Third in the championship, hunting himself E. Graham, who's absent today. So Jokerman really needs some more points than eighth is giving up. Huds, a great showing from Huds in his first foray into this. McEwen absolutely destroying. Groot nearly destroying. All bar one, Groot is the destroying. Evil Dragon under threat from the Dre. Dre going out wide, but Evil Dragon sends him off. He not sends him off, but he sees him off. He sees that move. He says, I see your move, and I will cover it. Wadwick, he looks pretty safe, doesn't he? He's got JW, St. Dash and Jokerman a little bit further back, but they've got their hands full with each other. And STD Ash having a look up the inside of JW, and nothing's doing there. JW isn't giving any gaps to STD Ash at the moment, and Jokerman looking here, there and every sodding where for a little bit of a move, and it's not happening. Wadwick on his own. Then we've got the Dre and Evil Dragon show at the moment, and hey, it won't be the first time that Dre chased the dragon, hey? So Evil Dragon at the moment maintaining that third, but it's it's very slight. It's a struggle. The car seems to be a handful, and Dre is all up and in his issues. Wadwick in fifth with JW. The sun is hotter than it has been before. There is no sign of rain. If they put it on random, then they are dreaming. We are on to the final lap. That's how quick this race has gone. Jokerman has not been able to break the STD Ash nut, and he is giving it his all, though, as Huds then crosses the line to start his final lap. It is some great racing we have seen today as Mr. McEwen makes his way around, championship leader in the Nissan Primera, and he has absolutely slam dunked this one, as we have seen before in this championship. And it's all down to luck. I mean, we've seen people go up against him and race him. It's not like he's alien. I mean, they're all aliens in this league, I think. But he's not like an Uber driver that's just beyond. It's just, I think, you know, it's happened to him before. He gets lucky that second, third start racing each other, and he gets a clean getaway. And again, but putting it on pole is what gives you that chance. So McEwen brings it around, ladies and gentlemen, for another great drive to take another win here for round 7 of the Full Throttle Racing Championship. Group then, a great Nissan 1-2, and the Nissans are absolutely, well, you know, eyes can smile. Dre did get himself ahead. No, he did not. Evil Dragon sent it in the final corner. Can he maintain against the Dre? And it is a podium for Evil Dragon. Dre in 4th, Roderick in 5th, JW 6th, Jokerman 7th. He got himself ahead of STD Ash. And the HUDs comes round, and it looks like we lost the bullet, ladies and gents, after that spin. And the HUDs then coming around for 9th spot. Without the livery, let's face it, bad boy Baldrick didn't fit in the scene, did he? So there we go, 9th place for the HUDs. Great stuff, ladies and gentlemen. Great Scott. Whew, so McEwen gets himself the win from pole. Groot grabs 2nd after an absolute skirmish battle with Evil Dragon. And who else was in that? JW and Jokerman, I believe. So Groot there, he had to beat the best to get to 2nd, and Evil Dragon there with his ongoing battle and drama with the Dre to get himself that podium. Dre just misses out in 4th place with Wadderwick in 5th. Release Wadderwick. And JW in 6th. JW in the battles there with Jokerman being victim number 1 from the bullet, and St. Dash coming home in 8th, and HUDs in 9th. And that's me gulping my coffee down, because, man alive, that was some race, guys. And we've got another 2 of them. So I believe the next one is just their finishing results, and then the third one will be reverse. But that was totally dry. The sun came out in the end. It was quite pleasant, wasn't it? Right, this way. Let me find all of my replays. I believe that might be the one I want. Now, yeah, it said race 2. Don't look at the results, because for some reason they tell you the results before you watch the replay. That's the big brains at Polybaloney Digital coming up with a real wise one there. So here we go, straight in. Ooh, that's damp. That is definitely shiny, and I can see windscreen wipers flapping. So no, I don't want that. I'm not doing a grid walk. What are you bloody... It's been a while. It happens now and again. Performance issues and all of that. So let's do a bit of a grid walk, not a major one, just a bit of one. So McEwen on pole, he has gone full wet, ladies and gentlemen. He's taking no, and it's intermediates. If you look down at the bottom dashboard next to the car that you can see with the tyres, and it says W on it, right next to that, you see that gauge. Yeah, so where the white bar is in the middle, that means it's intermediate. When it goes over that 3rd line, or 2nd line, it means it's wet. So at the moment, the gauge is saying that the weather on track, the moisture is good for intermediate tyres. But we've seen the pole sitter and former race winner of race 1 has opted for a set of full wet tyres. The Groot also following in his team mate's footsteps, has put a pair of full wet boots on. Am I up together with chat? Yes, I am. Oh, no, Vodcroft said Life of Brian is one of the best comedy films of all time. Oh, yeah, it is. It should be taught in schools. So Groot, 2nd. Evil Dragon, also full wets. They obviously have seen the weather scans and know it is just going to absolutely team it down. So Evil Dragon starting third on full wets. The Dre starting fourth on full wets. We've got Waterwick starting fifth on full wets. JW going full wets in sixth. We have Jokerman in seventh on full wets. STD Ash is eighth on full wets. And the Hoods is starting in ninth on full wets. So there's no mixture there. They are all invested in a very, very damp race. Right then, this stream seems like it's taking a while. I'm so sorry, guys, if you had other things to do. Let us get underway, shall we? As we watch them get away. It's going to be a slow start with the wheel spin. Not too bad from the Nissan runners. And yeah, everyone getting away quite nicely there. And it's going to be a mission into this first corner of how wet is it. Groot and his teammate go nearly side by side, but it seems okay. So McEwen then leads the way from Groot. Evil Dragon in third. The Dre under threat from Waterwick. Waterwick having a look around him, and Groot also going up against his teammate. No team orders in the Nissan squad, and Groot just gets his nose slightly ahead, and there's a little wiggle from McEwen. His car squirreling out of the corner under accelerator, and he loses the lead to his teammate Groot. Unbelievable stuff. Evil Dragon there still holding on to third, but Waterwick is really having some interesting looks at him, and Waterwick around the outside of the Dragon, but the Dragon holds his position, ladies and gentlemen, and the cars are skating around everywhere. Unbelievable stuff. And we saw the Volvo struggling through that third corner, and so is St. Dash. And yes, the Dre has slipped down into seventh place from fourth. Jokerman in eighth, and Hoods, and we've got St. Dash and Dre going side by side. And one of them nearly ended up in the kitty litter. So Evil Dragon now seeing an opportunity to score some mega points against the McEwen, and he's trying to go for gold up the inside of the Nissan, and ooh, mama, nearly, but not quite. And McEwen then defending like a lion for the position, but Evil Dragon does come through. Evil Dragon then does come through as the Groot is doing the McEwen method by trying to get away whilst the rest of the field battle it out. McEwen then back up around the outside of the Dragon, and McEwen nails the corner, ladies and gentlemen, and Dragon down into third. Waterwick is in fourth with JW trying to keep Dre from his door. The Dash is in seventh with Jokerman in eighth place, and the Hoods there looking for a bit of traction in ninth. Groot at the moment then holds on against his teammate, but Evil Dragon is really intensely thinking about a move here as he's got Waterwick dancing all over his rear derriere. So Evil Dragon then looking for a late break into the corner. Dare he do it? Just about as the car squirrels again, and he's got Waterwick there behind him. He can't make a mistake, or the Honda will punish him, ladies and gents. The Honda is all up and about his business as he chases down the Nissan boys, the championship leaders. Further back then we've got JW ahead of STD Ash, and Jokerman's moved up as well. The Dre has dropped back into 8th place, and the Hoods going very wide in that corner, not finding much grip on these wets, and it hasn't got much wetter than when we started. Inters might have been the call here. If one of them just opted to go Inters, we are only on lap 2 and it might get wetter, who knows. But at the moment, the wet tyres, I think if someone had made a call on Inters, they would have pulled out a gap. We've got Jokerman on St. Dash here, mid-pack, and Jokerman then moving on up, ladies. No, he does not. The Dash around the outside tries to do the impossible, and he holds it. He holds it, does he, though? Because Jokerman gets a good run up the straight, and they're going to race it down to turn 3 and see who has the biggest Todger. And at the moment, Jokerman and the Dash going side by side with Dre up the inside, looking to see if there's anything anything going here. If he can try and sneak something from these guys, it looks like JW in the Volvo made a small mistake in that corner, and St. Dash is coming up ahead of him and around the side of him as Jokerman as well will end up all over JW. Cannot make a small mistake in this race. They'll be upon you. They'll be upon you and past you. But JW there trying to hold his position against Jokerman, the Renault, and STD Ash making a small mistake there. And JW reclaims the position. Group still leads. McEwen in second. Evil Dragon is in third. We're watching the Volvo of JW absolutely fighting in the skirmishing, ladies and gentlemen, with everyone around him. Jokerman, St. Dash and the Dre all in this action together. Let's get on board with Dre. And we'll have a quick look at the chat as we go around to finish lap 3. Look at all those cars, all those beautiful, beautiful cars, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Brown in the chat saying, I think that the intermediate tyres are the best bet. And Nifty saying, evening thingy, evening all, love a full-on rainy race. And Nifty saying, that looks great, great racing. These guys do like a bit of close, compounded racing, ladies and gents. Excuse me. So the Dre trying his hardest up against his teammate Jokerman, just ahead. And STD Ash is all up and about his business. Huds is closer this time around, ladies and gents. Huds liking the wet. Group still leads from Evil Dragon. Evil Dragon has got himself past El McEwen. Unbelievable stuff. Evil Dragon absolutely got his nads out, and they were huge. It is getting wet. Now the rain is absolutely flooding, ladies and gentlemen. She is gushing, as I said, and McEwen sending it in the corner, and it is a journey of undiscovery coming into these corners. As it gets wetter, the grip is less. They don't know. They've got to adjust their braking, and there McEwen absolutely put it all on the line to get himself second place back from Evil Dragon. Warwick under pressure from JW. The Volvo looking better, maybe carrying a little bit more aero in the wet. And JW is starting to harass and harangue Warwick. Jokerman up to 6th there in the Renault ahead of his teammate Dre, and STD Ash is down in 8th, just shadowing him in the Peugeot. And we've got Huds in the Vectra there, clinging on for dear life. Group leads, but it gets wetter and wetter each rotation of the ring, ladies and gentlemen. Evil Dragon under pressure again. No, he's putting the pressure on, isn't he? McEwen got past him. Already McEwen going for that nice wide line into the corner. And it's a ballet of Tenzas, ladies and gents, as they enter the corner. And it was synchronized. Warwick then in 4th as he tries to stay out the reach of JW, and Jokerman a threat of all threats. But it looks like STD Ash is the man who is going to make a move soon. In the Peugeot up against the Renault, they're snaking around as they try and brake and slow these cars down into the corner and apply their accelerator as delicately as they possibly can, as the wet weather just makes those tyres so slippery and easy to spin. I can't believe we haven't seen anyone facing the wrong way yet. It is an immense thing to them that they're holding these cars in this weather. And McEwen and Evil Dragon absolutely racing on the raggedy edge with no grip. It is fantastic to see. Warwick there holding on to 4th with JW, now under pressure from Jokerman. Looks like Jokerman is enjoying the wet, and that's where Jokerman works best, in a moist area. Ooh, nearly loses the car though over a puddle, ladies and gentlemen. Did you see it? Jink. And that's going to pay any chances he's got of trying to close in on JW and Warwick for the next corner or two. Ooh, JW clinging onto the back of Warwick, but the Honda driver absolutely nailing it through the corners and is totally safe. Oh, McEwen again, an Evil Dragon going head to head into the first corner, and McEwen again late on those brakes. Evil Dragon trying to match him, but still not quite as brave as McEwen through that first corner, I believe. Yes, first corner. And Groot pulling away even further now. Great points for the Groot. Roderick is in fourth. He's got a bit of gap from JW, and Jokerman now coming back at the Volvo. We got Dre keeping SDD Ash in his place. St. Dash, though, is hunting himself a bit of Dre. And Hud's there. Absolutely solid drive. Better than I could do, trust me. So Groot at the moment solid in his Nissan. You can see the car just wants to get away from him, and side by side for the other Nissan and the Ford Mondeo, giving the Nissan a run for its money in the wet. And McEwen is driving on the seat of his pants as Warwick has joined the party. He's entered the chat, ladies and gents, with Jokerman there in fifth, St. Dash in sixth. He's got himself past the Dre, ladies and gentlemen, and JW is all the way down. Oh no, I don't know. It's this lap. We'll look for it. Sorry, Jay. There we go. So he was in fifth, wasn't he? He was trying to stay out of Jokerman's business. Oh, just the car gave up with grip, and yeah, it was something in nothing, bless him, and a beautiful recovery though. Look at that. Oh sir, I love the way you spin your car. And the Hood's then trying to get around the outsides, and he's going to gain a position. Beautiful stuff against the Volvo. Groot leads with McEwen and Evil Dragon still in their epic battle, and Warwick wanting to be involved. We've got Jokerman in fifth place and St. Dash in sixth, chasing down the Joker Man. Dre in seventh. He's fallen a bit back, but that means nothing as we are only halfway through this wet race, and the grip is virtually zero, as we see with JW in a second, in a blink of an eye, in a heartbeat, in a, I don't know what you call it when you're, you know, yourself and you pull it back once, one stroke. Yeah, in a stroke. That's what I'm thinking. It can all change. Like JW, he was mid-stroke and found himself facing the wrong way. Hud's in ninth. Groot then still leads. The Nissan's 1-2. The story doesn't change. The weather does, but the cars do not. Evil Dragon, though, is trying to break that mold. He's trying to break the story. Try and get that Ford ahead of a Nissan, and Warwick is definitely in the chat now. Warwick really is part of this battle. Oh, Warwick around the outside. Unbelievable. Does he have the momentum? The back end, the tail end of the Vauxhall swinging from side to side like a mid-50s couple on a cruise ship, and no, he cannot hold it. That's what she said. So McEwen then, he's not ahead of the Dragon though. The Dragon now in second, and with Warwick involved, McEwen's got his hands full with the Honda to be able to fight the Mondeo, and Evil Dragon might be able to pull out a car's length or two. Warwick then ahead of the McEwen. McEwen is race slipping. Oh, it looks like Warwick got his braking wrong there, and he has gone to the Shadow Realm. And McEwen back up and into third, and on the attack of the Dragon. Jokerman in fifth, St. Dash is in sixth, the Dre is in seventh with JW on a comeback in eighth, and the Hud's in ninth. Groot leads. Evil Dragon in second. And the other Nissan in third. Oh, mama. Warwick really fancies a piece of the action here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just sit aboard as Warwick gets involved. Evil Dragon in second. McEwen in the Nissan going for the move. Oh, my word. And hey, As Senna once said, if you don't go for, if you see us, I don't know what he said, but if you don't go for it, are you even a racing driver? And Wadwick, he really went for it, didn't he? That was always closing though, unfortunately. With Evil Dragon and McEwen there, with the gap in between the two of them was always going to close into the corner. But Wadwick gave it a go. Space, I think it is. If you don't go for a space, are you even a racing driver? So Evil Dragon then in second, and Groot is he's got all the space. He's got all the space and all the time. And Evil Dragon then in second. McEwen in third. Wadwick in fourth. We've got Joker Man in fifth. And STD Ash in sixth. And they're all very close on board with the Peugeot driver, ladies and gentlemen. What a tight race. 4 laps to go. Groot doing all he can to keep that lead his own, and his teammate is really in the group now. This could lose him a lot of points if something goes very wrong. Wadwick goes out wide and Liam moves up into third place. Evil Dragon still in second. Joker Man going for a move on the Honda driver. The Renault versus the Honda coming up to the first corner. We get a ringside seat here, sitting on board with STD Ash, and again nothing changes through the first corner, but it does look like Wadwick did get around the outside of McEwen. Unbelievable driving from Wadwick at the moment. And McEwen then, is he going to go for a move up the inside? No, Joker Man there in fifth, and STD Ash is sixth. He's having a look, but there's nothing doing. And Joker Man then fifth, McEwen in fourth, Wadwick in third, and the Evil Dragon second. Groot absolutely, he's pulling off a McEwen here. The Nissans, we see how they work. McEwen down into fourth. He will not like that. It's a lot of points lost, and Joker Man will be wanting to get past. That's gaining points. And Nifty saying, how have they matched the cars so well? Are they set tunings? No, I think they're allowed to do their own downforce and their own I said at the beginning, hang on, Nifty, no one else would do this for you but you. Their tuning limited to aero, brake bias and anti-roll bars. But it's the same car. It's a Group 4 Atenza, so but it's just slightly, I suppose it's just driving preferences, in it, with the aero. So Joker Man there in fifth, McEwen in fourth, Wadwick in third, and Evil Dragon in second. The Groot leads the way, and Hud's there having a lovely little battle with JW for the wooden spoon. And then Dre in seventh in no man's land, all by himself, all by his lonesome. Oh no, that's fine. Nifty saying sorry I was late. No, I said it in the intro. I think I'm having some regrets about the intro anyway. I might be cancelled afterwards. I will see. JW talks M Sports in 8. Oh, the dash. Joker Man, McEwen. Oh, look at this. Oh, Wadwick's got himself up into second against the Dragon. The Dragon's moved down into fourth place with McEwen moving up to third. This is crazy stuff. 2 laps remaining, and Wadwick pulls out the fastest lap of the race. McEwen fancies it up the inside. It's a brave man, but no, Wadwick messed it up himself. Unbelievable. Late on the brakes, a rush of blood to the tip. And it's all gone wrong as the Dre tries to... No, the Dre's not close enough. It was Sync Dash that was coming through. Joker Man in fourth with Evil Dragon in third. And it's again, ladies and gentlemen, change the press. It's a Nissan 1-2 at the moment on lap 10 of 12. Group leads from McEwen. Evil Dragon in third. Joker Man is in fourth. Sync Dash is fifth with Wadwick now in sixth, but Wadwick the fastest man on the track. And Vodka Rob saying evening to Nifty, and Nifty saying evening to Rob. Friendly place, our chat. So Wadwick then going up against Saint Dash, or STD Ash, and it's a tight battle, ladies and gentlemen. Liam trying to get a good getaway there in second and leave the Dragon behind, and he's been meddling with the Dragon the whole race. and it's finally come good for him. So STD Ash stays ahead of Wadwick with the Dre in 7th. It's not been his race. I think early doors problems with the changeable rain, and now look, the rain is almost dry and they're on wet tyres, so it's going to be a struggle to drive these things. JW in 8th ahead of the Hoods, but the Hoods matching JW at the moment. Group leads. And what a lead he has built himself here also on the penultimate lap. A great drive from a gay driver. I was going to say, no, a great driver. I don't know his sexual orientation. He may be. Who knows? I've never asked. It never came up. When his penis was in me, I just assumed that it was fine. McEwen then in 2nd, Evil Dragon in 3rd, Jokerman is in 4th with the Dash in 5th. Wadwick is in 6th with Dre in 7th. JW is in 8th place with the Hoods in 9th. Groot leads, ladies and gentlemen, with McEwen in 2nd, and the Dragon now. Even the podium is not all done for him, because Jokerman on his late surge into this race and the Dash fancy that podium. They fancy the podium come the end of the race, and Evil Dragon has got all on to try and maintain. Unbelievable. As we enter the final lap, Groot is leading by a country mile ahead of his teammate. Again, another Nissan 1-2, the championship leaders are absolutely running away with it, and Evil Dragon in the Ford, Jokerman and the Dash going side by side. Ladies and gentlemen, can STD Ash spread the love? He's the fastest man on track at the moment, out up the inside of the Renault, and can he maintain? Unbelievable, but the Renault should get a good run out of that corner, and he's going to be all up and in the rear derriere of the Peugeot as Wadwick. Oh, he got himself up to 2nd in Wadwick, didn't he? And Wadwick fancies it as well, coming down against the Renault. He gets by the Renault. Unbelievable stuff. And I don't know why Jokerman eased off there, but then now, oh, Wadwick's got it all wrong in the corner. And where did the Dash? Oh, he hit the Dash. Unbelievable. Oh, what a shame. It does look like it was an accident. He came in there. He braked so late, didn't he? He braked so late, and he gave the Dash a little nudge there off to the Shadow Realm. You go, sir. And yeah, Wadwick again, a rush of blood to the tip as Groot then comes around the final part of the track, doing his personal best lap. McEwen in 2nd, Evil Dragon seems safe now. Wadwick in 4th with Jokerman in 5th, but Wadwick might be put back, I believe. Groot then around the final 2 corners. What a drive from our boy in the Nissan. Great drive, great win, and there you go. Left nothing on the table for anyone else, ladies and gentlemen. Yum, 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 yum. McEwen making it a Nissan 1-2 again. They are unbeatable. Evil Dragon gets that podium with Wadwick ahead of Jokerman, but the call for him to see the stewards has already gone out. St. Dash is in 6th as Dre comes home in 7th. JW stays ahead of the Hoods for 8th, and Hoods comes home in 9th place. Beautiful stuff, beautiful racing, and only the second race this evening. That was round 8, and we've got round 9 to come, where they reverse the grid for... They reverse the order for the grid. Sorry. In the chat then, Vodkarov saying, Wellis Wadwick. And Nifty saying, do we have a Wadwick? Great racing. So it's Nifty. Right. Oof. Man alive, it's steamy in here, girls and boys. I tell thee, we are hot under the collar. Shall we do another? Why not? Na da 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 da. It's like on hold music. Or someone dying. What's this? This is race 3, ladies and gents. And that looks positively damp, doesn't it not? So here we go then, the final round of this event here at Austria. And like I have already said, you know, famous track in Spielberg. It's, oof, man alive, that's dark and wet. I tell you, I have had hissy fits. There'll be a league out there called VRC. Sorry, that was wrong. I have thrown hissy fits about dark and wet at Red Bull Ring. I think it's not quite dark though, is it? We'll see. But it can get really dark and pitch black. Sorry, Skyjacker. Yeah, well, you don't know. I might complain. I might become a whingy little bitch halfway through it. Sometimes I do. It depends on how difficult it's going to be. It looks quite light, in all fairness. But yeah, I have, in disclaimers is, I have thrown hissy fits before. Very drama queeny kind of, where, you know, I've thrown my tiara on the floor over dark races in the wet at Red Bull Ring. So I'm rather nervous. Hoods then is on pole, and he has gone for a wet set of tyres, ladies and gents. JW is in second. He has also opted for a wet set of tyres, and we know JW has strong form here. It was a small mistake that put him out the back for round 2. In round 1, he was absolutely delving into that top 3. So JW starting from second could be worth a quick penny. Yeah, and if you said, I guess penalties are off. Yeah, these guys have raced since 2020, the same sort of group, I think. So they know each other. I think if there's things, they've got a steward system, because I've seen some people have been moved back. And Vodkrop saying, always get rain at Austria. Yeah, baby. So JW there is in second. The Dre is starting on a scent of intermediates. He's going bold, ladies and gentlemen. He's going for gold. Let's hope that it works out for him. Intermediates. I said in the second race that intermediates may have been the call, but it got very wet in the middle of that race. And I think if people had started on the inters, well, they could have, yeah, you'll never know. You'll never know. But I did think to myself in the middle of that race, it would have been difficult on a set of inters. So interesting stuff from the Dre. The Dash also has opted for a set of intermediate tyres. Jokerman in 5th, full wets, not messing around. Roderick in 6th has gone full wets, with Evil Dragon in 7th, inters for the Dragon, ladies and gents. McEwen's gone full wets, the Groot has gone full wets, and SCLD. Oh no, I can't say it. SCLD... We found out we tried to come up with what SCLD stood for, but it's wrong. I can't keep saying it. Sex cult, latex dancer. But yeah, it looks like SCLD has joined us. I've got to think of a thing to call him. My God, I was calling him Sid because I thought that L was an I. Sklid. Anyway, it's 10th for SCLD. I didn't even look at what tyres they're on. Inters, sorry. So a latecomer, ladies and gentlemen, in the Volvo. Ooh, I'm writing a list of their names because I've only got their normal names. So I believe that'll be him. So that's SCLD. Sex, cult, latex, dance. I promised you I wasn't going to use it after that one round. I won't anymore. It's not fair. Who wants that sort of stuff? So, wowzers, look at that. That is chucking it down. That's not fair, making your sim racers racing this. Let's get it on. Let's see. This is going to be fun. So the lights are on one final time here at Austria. And it's away, ladies and gentlemen. Hood's on those wets. JW on the wets. And don't forget, we've got the Dre on inters. Now, what is the braking going to be like in this first corner? The wet should be good. And you can see Dre has no grip whatsoever. Oh, no, it wasn't him. No, it must have been the other Laguna. Jokerman. Oh, and Dash down there. Absolutely crazy stuff going on here. With Groot in 9th and SCLD in 10th. Having a look on the Nissan. But nothing happening here. Hoods at the moment still leads from JW. JW trying to get a bit of purchase on the Hoods there up the inside. and nothing doing at the moment as they head down to the very tricky third corner. Evil Dragon and Dre side by side, both on the intermediate tyres, and I'm surprised when they come to brake anything happens at all, and it did. Ooh, they both go a little wide, and Liam comes up the inside of them on his wet tyres from virtually the back of the grid. And all those guys choosing intermediates, they may have felt that that may have been a mistake, because they're struggling at the moment. Jokerman on full wets, though, is at the back, and a big one from the St. Dash. St. Dash nearly lost it on the curbs there and careered into one or two cars. JW takes the lead from the Hoods, with the Evil Dragon now in third place, but he's treacherous on those inters. I mean, we are just on the line, but they should be on wets if you went by the gauge on the dashboard. And McEwen slipping back behind. Well, no, he got up to fourth, didn't he? He didn't get ahead of Evil Dragon. The Dre then and Wadwick. Well, at least Wadwick coming through, and he gets it. Wadwick absolutely flying in this Red Bull ring. So that's Warwick up to fifth. He's on the wet tyres as well. The Dre in sixth. More movement down here. And SCLD trying to find a way past the Nissan of Groot. SCLD on those inter tyres. They might be a little quicker. Jokerman also on the full wets. He's just ahead of STD Ash, who's also on a set of intermediate tyres. JW leads against the Hoods. And STD Ash giving it some flashing like a Karen in the Tesco's car park when she thinks you're going the wrong way around a two-way system. It happens. So STD Ash really into his blinkers, and it works, because he must have put Jokerman off and got himself ahead. JW then leads the way with Hoods. Hoods is off. Hoods is off, and it's let the rest of the field through. Evil Dragon, but someone else. Wadwick looked like, I think he had a little half a spin. No, he didn't. He's okay. The Dre's through, and Groot and SCLD and Hoods rejoins in eighth ahead of STD Ash, who's fighting with Jokerman. Unbelievable stuff. JW then trying to build a buffer, ladies and gents, against the Dragon, who's got Wadwick right up his bum. And McEwen then up to fourth, but no further than that, sir. And Groot joining his teammate in fifth place. Groot on a charge, ladies and gents, with the wet tyres on. SCLD is sixth, with Dre in seventh, and SCLD a little wide there. And Groot under pressure. McEwen in fourth, with Wadwick trying to mess things up, and he does. He goes up into second. Wadwick, the last of the late breakers, ladies and gentlemen. Wadwick really does push it into the corners, and Evil Dragon then slips back into third as McEwen comes in. It's still the wet is still on the line, ladies and gentlemen. It's on the line between wet and intermediate tyres. So it just looks like in some places Evil Dragon has an upper hand on those inters, and then in the corners he does not. And McEwen then third, Warwick in second, and JW in the Volvo absolutely landing a corker. Groot in fifth, and he's got SCLD having a look up the inside. No, not yet. SCLD thinks he's holding back as Dre. Ooh, there you go. Dre's rear derriere got a little unsure of itself, and it sent him into the shadows. Hoods at the moment in seventh place ahead of St. Dash, Jokerman, and the Dre. Oh, someone else off. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on, sorry guys. What happened? Was it the Dre? We'll go back. Something odd happened. Everyone slowed down. Did they not? So Hoods, Dash, Dre. No, maybe nothing did. I thought I saw a car going off to the one side. I thought it was a Volvo. There you go. There's a Volvo going really slowly. Who was it? SCLD. And someone come on in front of him. Groot. Oh dear, is this what Groot said don't watch? Is this what Groot specifically said, please don't put the camera on that? Oh, that's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. Why do you want me to see that? I love a little drift. A little drift action. with SCLD holding back, even though really SCLD didn't do anything wrong. It's just Groot tried to give it a drift around the outside, and SCLD just give him a nudge. And there's Dre. So that was what that was about, ladies and gents. So JW still leads in the Vulva with Wadwick in second, and McEwen is third with Evil Dragon in fourth. The Huds has made his way up to fifth so far, with SCLD and Groot making their little sideshow. And whoa, it's Groot again. He's really struggling for grip out there at the moment. And Nifty saying, just stop watching on my tiny phone and put it on the big telly. Now I can see which cars they are. And Vodcrop saying, you have got a very similar sense of humour to me. I always have to come up with something funny for names as well. Well, it just makes it easier to remember. And then the Dre. JW is leading the way with Wadwick in second. We've got McEwen in third, and Evil Dragon is fourth. Then there's a bit of a gap to the Huds. And we've got Jokerman under threat from the dash. And Groot there is having a nightmare, but he's still in the action ahead of the Dre, who is in ninth. It's lap 4 of 12. And JW, could they should put some lights around Red Bull Ring. So Wadwick then in second, with McEwen in third. And the Evil Dragon then, is in the fight in fourth. We've got Huds holding his own in fifth place for the moment, but he's got Jokerman, STD Ash, and Groot coming in hard and fast. So we're on board with the Nissan of Groot as JW leads from Wadwick, and the other Nissan, McEwen, is now up to third. Got himself past the Evil Dragon. And Groot then going for a move up the inside of the dash. He's going to try and get Jokerman as well. He's on the curbs. It's dangerously wet on the curbs. And now he's going for a move on Jokerman. It's all good at the moment. All gravy. As Jokerman still maintains ahead of the Groot. And the dash tries to come back through. Huds at the moment holding that fifth. But there is some very, very fast people coming up in his rear dairy air, and already some have gone past, and Jokerman's got through as the dash and Groot battle it out for 7th and 8th. The Dre not liking the wet, sitting back in the 9th. JW loving it all on his own out in front, but he has got close company from the Honda of Wadwick and Evil Dragon and the Nissan, and never count the Nissan out after winning the first 2 races of this event. They'll be wanting to go for the gold standard, all 3 wins, and at the moment McEwen playing the game. Evil Dragon holding on with Wadwick looking for a win after a great debut. The rookie driver really has hit the ground in an impeccable manner. So JW though leading this race healthily, with Wadwick chasing him down. Evil Dragon in third. Faster than anyone else at the moment is the Dragon, and he's closing in on Wadwick. Release him. And in the chat, I was in a band years ago. This is Rob. I was in a band years ago, and this new guy joined. I think his name was Mike. I said, hi, what's your name? And when he said Mike, I said, then I should be calling you Colin. Fair play. Evil Dragon up and in the rear derriere of Wadwick. Bob Drop saying he was known as Colin from that day forward. And Bob Drop saying, I think it was something I picked up from a bit of Fry and Laurie. It might have been. I remember watching them as a kid. So Evil Dragon hunting himself down a Wadwick, with JW leading the way, but man alive, it's a frail lead, isn't it? It's not a comfortable one like we saw with the Nissans in the earlier races. And Roderick is having a look at the challenging for the lead. And this is exactly not what JW wants right now. He wanted a nice, cool, easy run. And at the moment, Wadwick, it needs to get past him because Evil Dragon is laying on thick. And Dre is our fastest man on the track, ladies and gents. He was at the back. Hoods has slipped back. Hoods has slipped back, but we've got a battle for the lead at the moment. We've got to follow Evil Dragon coming in, and he's made contact. He's made contact. I don't know. Oh, we won't do that. Well, Jesus. I don't like to see, that's something in nothing, isn't it? It's just something in nothing. It's just racing, ladies and gents, I think. Warwick, JW, and Evil... Oh, frig. Got it wrong. I'll just get rid of that. So, yeah, no one did... no, there was really... Oh, I don't know. I mean, Evil Dragon did make contact, but he ended up as bad as JW, I suppose. Poor JW. Poor JW, ladies and gentlemen. This is what close contact racing can happen, though. This is how it can be for you. So Warwick leads. Ladies and gents, Warwick leads. With McEwen in the Nissan. What did I say? The Nissan's going for all three. With Evil Dragon down into third. Jokerman makes it up to fourth in the Renault. With the Dre, who is the fastest man on track and was in last place, is up to fifth and is giving his teammate a lot to think about. JW slips down to sixth and he'll be driving with the rage of the gods in him. Gru's had a pit stop. Gru's pitting. Gru's had enough. He's going into the pits. He's putting soft tyres on. He's thinking, screw it. The Dash moves up and into seventh with Hoods in eighth. I imagine he made a mistake. I don't think he probably meant to drive into the pits. Probably just car swung that way. Warwick then against the championship leader in his Honda, throwing his hat in the game. Can he go for gold? And whoa, Liam goes up the inside. Evil Dragon comes in heavy. Warwick gets a clout but holds second, and Liam though takes the lead of the race, and Evil Dragon there in third. Jokerman in fourth, just ahead of his teammate Dre. STD Ash going up against JW. Oh, he must be absolutely inconsolable in his Volvo right now. And it's not the first person to cry in a Volvo. I've heard many people, not long after the purchase of a Volvo, cry a little bit. So the Dash then is leading, he's not leading, sorry, he's leading JW in sixth, JW in seventh, Hoods in eighth, and the Groot in ninth after a pit stop. He's gone for racing mediums. Why not? Why the hell bleeding not? It might work for him. Who are you to say that it's not the right choice? It could be a very good choice. It's going to be a struggle for him. We'll see. McEwen, though, his teammate leads this ahead of Warwick. And Jokerman up to third. Dre, who's Evil Dragon. Oh, bless Evil Dragon. We've got to go. There's not, the others are making the same decision. I've seen a couple of others go in the pits. So what happened to Evil Dragon? Oh, there we go. Poor Evil Dragon going up against Warwick. Banging doors. Like I said, close contact racing. And yeah, I don't know. Oh, there wasn't a lot of space given by Warwick, but I don't think Evil Dragon and Warwick have been giving each other a lot of space anyway. They seem to have been as bad as each other. So it's tough racing. McEwen, nothing serious. So McEwen leads with Warwick in second, Jokerman in third. The Dre is in fourth now. JW brings the Volvo in. Is he going to go for the same as Groot? And those on intermediates will be getting a bit of a benefit. Let's have a look. Wets for McEwen. Warwick's on wets. Jokerman's on wets. Dre's on inters. Interesting. How is this going to? As we get in a dry line, the wet tyres will be almost worse than useless, as St. Dash also on the inters. We've got 4 laps to go. This could be huge. Evil Dragon also on the inters with Hoods on wets. We've got JW going on to a set of medium tyres and Groot already on a set of mediums. Let's have a look what lap times. He's only done an out lap so far. So we can't really judge what lap times he's getting out of them. McEwen 42s. The fastest we've seen is 41.8 from STD Ash. And he is under a lot of pressure from Evil Dragon. They are the intermediate runners. The guys just ahead, Joker and Dre's already moved up. Wow, Dre is on the move, ladies and gentlemen. He's got himself past his teammate. That's it. Sorry. I thought he was behind Dragon, but Dragon had that moment, didn't he, earlier, when he was trying to waste Warwick. So the two wet tired cars are leading the way. McEwen versus Wadwick, with Dre on the inters, and he is pushing hard, ladies and gentlemen, pushing hard. So McEwen, let's have a look. Let's have a look at what those lap times are. 42.1 for the Nissan, 42.3 for Wadwick. Then we've got Dre, 42.3. It's the same. 43.1. So there's no big gains. 41.0 from Dash. He's coming in hard, but he's got the Dragon up the inside of him, and the Dragon's got the higher ground, and he is maintaining. He wants to go up against Jokerman as well. Does Evil Dragon? Like I said, while there's no one here, Evil Dragon wants to score some big points. Why there's no one here? There's someone he's fighting in the championship. Let me look down at the championship table. E. Graham, that's it, sorry. So Evil Dragon, lots of points on the table to be had, and the Dre is absolutely owning it. Right then, who we got? The Hoods on the wet tyres still. So Group went on to the mediums, 41.4. It isn't faster, because Evil Dragon's just done a 40.7. And JW's just finished his outlap. So McEwen then lap 9 still leads from Wadwick. And Dre is the man at the moment. But Evil Dragon also going very fast in 4th place. Let's have a look. He's got himself past the Dash and Jokerman. Jokerman slipped back a lot. Has he got the wet tyres? He has got the wet tyres. You can see the wet tyres are becoming a bit of a hindrance now as the Dash comes through. Evil Dragon as well, and he is all up and in Dre's business. Wadwick and McEwen, they've got a gap. They've got a nice gap. They've still got a couple of laps and a nice healthy gap. Oh, that's beautiful. Is that the sun coming out? My word. All right, and I'm not going to complain about it. It only got dark for a bit, didn't it? Fair enough. When I had a hissy fit, it was 30 minutes in the rain in the pitch black at Red Bull, so, you know, that wasn't terrible. It was only a few laps in the dark. So McEwen leads with Wadwick in 2nd, Evil Dragon in 3rd. Dre's lost the position then to the Dragon, and the Dash coming in very fast as well. Jokerman in 6th. Hoods is in 7th, sticking with those wet tyres, and Groot a 41.4. He hasn't crossed the line yet, and nor has JW, but it's just too late in the day to make it back on those medium tyres, I think. Oh, that was a bad one. 49 for Groot, and JW there 47.3. So no, looks like it's too much of a risk with the dry tyres. McEwen then coming around, 10 laps done of 12. He's got the wet tyres, which is not the optimum tyre right now. The inters seem to be that. And the Evil Dragon pushing hard, but he is just quite a way back from Wadwick and Evil Dragon. They're doing 41s, 42s. So he's about 1.5 seconds faster at this point. Dash is very fast behind him as well. But can they catch up the leaders before the checkered flag comes out is the big question. Dre, who was really putting in some great lap times, slipping back behind Evil Dragon and the Dash, and now his teammate Jokerman catching him up on a wet set of tyres. Hoods is in 7th, holding his own on those wet tyres, and he's got a lovely distance between himself and the Groot and JW, who have both opted to go to the dry tyre in a very, very risky situation. McEwen, though, at the moment looking for his 2nd win of the event. Won round 7, and it looks like round 9 could be his also. And Wadwick could have done with a win today. He has absolutely driven the wheels off of that Honda. Honda must be so pleased with their new signing. And Vodkrop saying class. Yeah, Nifty saying racing instant, like I said. Vodkrop saying you only need a slight tap on the back end in the wet, around you go. Hey, Scorpio's in the chat. Hi Thingy, hi to all in the chat. Like, drop with a smile. Vodkrop saying he's a wobber and a wapist and a pickpocket. So McEwen leads the way. Right, Scorpion, I want to look at you. Sorry. Because I said I was going to follow him, and he didn't come up in my following people. So I couldn't follow him. Scorpio, I'm going to look for you. If I do a screenshot, I can get your name. So McEwen then into the final lap, leading the way with Roderick Wadwick. I nearly said it right. Why break a habit of a stream? Roderick Wadwick in second. Evil Dragon has been trying to close the gap between the leaders, but it's just been too big an ask. With the dash ahead of the Dre, Jokerman in 6th, Huds in 7th, and Groot there 40.8, but still not the fastest man on track, ahead of JW, and the heart hurts for our boy JW. That was a win, wasn't it? That was a win. It was an unfortunate racing incident, put him back there. And yeah, what could have been for Volvo? Hey, but like I said, he's not the first man to cry in a Volvo, so let's not worry too much. As McEwen bringing it around, that old familiar sting, the win of the Nissans for the rest of the field. And it's a burden they all have to bear, ladies and gentlemen, to see that Primera bring it on home for all the glory. No other winners this round in Austria. Nissan reign supreme. Get that? Reign supreme. And the big story, the rookie Wadwick is an absolute animal in the Honda. McEwen then brings it on home for his second win and leads the championship even further. Wadwick comes home in second with the Dragon. Another podium. Has he not had a podium in every single round? The Dash in 4th, Dre in 6th, Jokerman in 6th, sorry, Dre's in 5th, Jokerman in 6th. The Huds comes around. Yes, Huds. Sir. 7th. The first race, he was nearly half a lap behind. The second race, he was nipping at the heels. And the third race, 7th. That's the acclimatization for the Full Throttle Racing. And Groot there, going for a radical strategy. Comes home in 8th place for Nissan. And you've got to say, fair play for trying something different. As Groot gets home in 8th. And JWOMG. Oh, we lost SCLD, didn't we? Wonder where he went. JW brings it on home for 9th. And yes, the Harp leads, man. What a shame, because JW looked like he was going to be fighting for that win until he got absolutely compounded in the corner. So McEwen then takes another win. Great stuff. Wadwick brings it home in second, and the Dragon for another. I'm sure he's had a podium every round here at Austria. The Dash, a great run at the end there for 4th, with Dre in 5th, Jokerman in 6th, Huds comes home in 7th, Groot in 8th, and JW, Talksman Sports, is in 9th. Right then, wowzers, oh wowzers, that was 3 great races, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me here on YouTube. Rob in the chat saying, oh yeah, I read that. Oh yeah, no, Rob saying, very entertaining. It's brightened my day, that. Oh, bless you. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I do it for fun. I do it for fun and frolics. So, super stuff. Thank you for joining us. I am so many streams behind, you would not believe. So I am going to try and implement myself here a little bit more. So you might be seeing a few of these pop up. If you don't want to miss them, there is a possible way you can do it. Google it. Say, if I like someone on YouTube, how is it that I don't miss, how could I not miss their streams? And Google will tell you, it's not down to me. We are in the world of the digital age. Any information you need, it doesn't need to be passed on by a human. You can use a computer. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being involved. Thank you all the guys in the chat like Scorpio, Vodka Rob, Nifty, and there was someone else, wasn't there? Oh, yeah, Groot. and Peter Brown. Bless you all. I appreciate you. And I don't think there's much else to say. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm streaming next. Trust me, I've got so many choices. I've got to pick something. I know Nifty, I've got half of your mini Miglias lined up and ready to do. Done that, and my phone still doesn't tell me. Oh, I'm sorry, bud. It's weird, I know. So, yes, I've got a few things coming through. So, yeah, pick and choose. Don't watch all of it. My voice would get annoying after a while. Just pick what you like and stick with that. Thank you for watching. Tiru! Peace and love! Peace and love!